All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're glad to have you here for our new webinar on using the newly updated DTN ProfitX iOS app to have all the market data, tools, and insight you need right at your fingertips. I'm Troy Gibson, the moderator for today's event, and our presenter today is Ted Kozlowski, Product Manager for Trading Solutions for DTN and Schneider Electric. At this time, we're going to get started, and Ted, it looks like you already have the ball, so if you are ready to go, please take it away.
Thank you, Troy. Good afternoon, everybody. I guess I should say good morning, depending on where you're dialing in from. But we're glad that you're here. We're excited to show you the new iOS mobile app. We've listened to a lot of your feedback, and we've re-platformed, redesigned the app so that its performance has been improved, and it's got some new capabilities that we're going to show you here today. So thanks for being here. So in today's agenda, we do have a 30-minute window here, but we want to leave some time at the end for some questions. But I'll briefly go over what the goal of ProfitX Mobile is and what we're trying to achieve with it, with our customers and our valued users. We'll talk about how ProfitX Mobile enables traders, and I'll go through the app itself. I'll also show you some tips and tricks on how to use it. We've introduced, as you may know by now, user-defined spreads. So you're able to enter any type of spreads that you'd like into the app itself, both on the iPhone and on the iPad. And then we'll do a brief demonstration, as I mentioned. So starting off, and again, some of you may be familiar that we did have, and we have had for some time, an iOS app that's been live in production for ProfitX, both on the iPad and on the iPhone. The iPad, obviously given the real estate available to the iPad, contained quotes, charts, and news, and our iPhone app previously contained only quotes. And we've expanded that based upon your feedback. But overall, all of those things that we're trying to enhance and improve the app to basically empower you, our customers, to make more profitable trading decisions, to manage your risk by delivering real-time market data and charting capability in the palm of your hand. So again, we've continued to do that through the iPad, and we're continuing to do that through the iPhone. What's been interesting to see is there's been a significant jump in the number of iPhone app users over iPad. So roughly 80% of our customers are using the iPhone app over the iPad app. So we can certainly understand the need for this intelligence on the go via your iPhone. So that's our goal with this solution, and we're continuing to evolve our mobile solutions as time goes on. So let's talk about as I mentioned, the quote lists and delivery of streaming real-time data through symbols that you desire to keep up to date on has been in place for some time. But let's talk about what's new to the ProfitX iOS app. We've introduced charting capability, the presentation of real-time and historic quote data to the bar, candlestick, or line charts, depending on your preference. That's available both via portrait and landscape on the iPhone at various intervals. And basically, what we've also done between charts and news is also a new feature of the iPhone app, streaming relevant news, updates, and publications based upon the symbol that you've selected in your quote list. So if you're selecting corn as a symbol, and you basically have the ability to directly go to charts, chart the data out to perform the analysis that you're needing, and also toggle between both charts and the relevant news for that particular symbol. Similarly, the news article and content will pop up on your phone as you see here in this display. So as I mentioned earlier, also new to the ProfitX iOS app, user-defined spreads. So both on the iPhone and iPad. So we're really excited and proud of this feature. This has been a piece of feedback that we've received from customers for some time now. So we're excited to introduce it to you. So here's one example of a 3-2-1 crack spread for RBOB. And in the energy section that I have set up on my quote list, I want to add this spread so that I can kind of keep tabs on it throughout the day. Maybe I'm away from my desk, maybe I'm at lunch, maybe I've got an appointment, but I want to keep tabs on it. And essentially that all starts, entering a spread starts with the plus icon at the bottom right of your screen on your iPhone. The quote list, at the bottom of the quote list, you'll see that plus icon, and basically it all starts there. What that takes you to is a search screen, and you'll see categories of symbols that you can search from, but you also can search by keyword. But since we're entering a spread at this point, what we're going to do is you see categories as well as symbols and labels up at the top of your screen, and we'll select symbols and labels. There'll be a little field there where obviously you're able to search, but in that field we will enter the crack spread for RBOB. And after we're done doing that, we'll select quick add, and it's promptly added to your quote list. So that's the new feature that we've added to the iPhone app, and that we're getting a lot of positive feedback from customers on having this ability there. And of course, we continue to get additional feedback now that it's launched for future enhancements that we hope to incorporate. And okay, so now what I'd like to try and do is go into the app itself, and I'm going to switch applications here. Okay, hopefully everybody can see my iPhone screen, and I've got the ProfitX iOS app live, and this is a quote list that I've set up just on and basically kind of have used and developed throughout the testing that we've done here at Schneider Electric. What I'd like to I think many of you are probably familiar with the quote list, but I would like to go over some of the features that may not be so obvious for you to be able to see and know how to navigate. So for starters, off of the quote list, and the quote list is somewhat of the hub. It's your home page on your iPhone app for ProfitX, and everything is based upon the quote that you have selected, which is highlighted in blue there. And I'll navigate throughout the app here shortly. But if I tap on the bottom left screen, the bottom left of the screen, there's a little details icon. Looks like 4 lines with some bullets next to the green identifier that shows that I'm connected to the app. That basically takes me to the main menu. And within the main menu, briefly here, you can change the frequency at which symbols are updated on your quote list. And you also can basically access a lot of the administrative and foundational functions of the app, such as clearing your credentials in your login screen, disconnecting, emailing ProfitX support, which basically creates a template email that by selecting it, you can send your inquiry, question, or challenge that you're having directly to our customer service team. So that's the main menu. What I'd also like to cover is search, and I briefly mentioned that as I was going through the intermarket spread example. But the plus icon And again, sometimes you're not able to see here on the screen where I'm tapping, but I want to make sure it's clear. There's a circular arrow that's a refresh icon in the bottom right, and then there's a plus icon and an edit icon. What I'd like to show you first is just the plus icon, which is going to take you immediately to that search capability that we have within the app. And as you can see, you have a lot of different categories of symbols, thousands of symbols that you're able to select from based upon categories. And what this, basically we call this a symbol tree, and allows you to, through kind of a hierarchy format, allows you to drill down and basically look for the type of data and symbols that you're seeking to add to your quote list. So for example, here I am drilling down into an energy category, and I'm down to fertilizer. I get down to potash, and basically what I'm able to do with the tap of the screen, I'm going to add this first symbol to my quote list by simply tapping on it, and you'll see just above that I've got confirmation that it was added to the quote list. So basically that's the search function, and as I mentioned, you can go into the search field and enter by keyword as well. So if I go to symbols and labels and I want to search for soy, any symbol that contains soy is going to be in our list. And we're actually going to be making some enhancements to our search capability that will make searching a lot more easier and a more user-friendly experience. So look forward to that. So that's the search capability. What I'd also like to show everybody is getting back to the quote screen. And as you can see, that potash symbol was added to my quote list. What I'd like to show you now is really quickly is more on the administrative side is the edit function within the quote list. So the bottom right corner of your screen, you see a pencil, and I'm about to tap on that pencil, and essentially that takes you into edit mode, edit and delete mode within your quote list. So you're able to either delete or move up and down any symbols that you'd prefer to manipulate. To do that, if I want to delete the symbol that I just added, I simply tap on the red dot that contains a minus sign, and it basically pulls up a delete function. Similarly, if I would like to move up, let's say I want to move oats up to the top of my list because that's something I pay a lot of attention to day to day, either on the floor or at my desk. I am able to tap on the three lines to the right of the symbol, and that allows you to basically drag and drop the symbol to your desired location. So that's a quick run through of the edit and delete as well as the manipulate mode. So I'll be ready to answer any questions you have there here at the end of the session. Okay, moving on into charts. So the new feature that we've got, as I mentioned, charting capability, which is fed directly off of your quote list. So when I go to and tap on wheat, I'm immediately drawn to a chart, and it's obviously a default candlestick chart for wheat. And to edit the type of chart, I'm going to access the bottom right icon that shows kind of some, basically looks like some levers that allows you to essentially pick what type of chart you'd like to have, what type of chart you'd like to display. And at this point in time, we've got bar, line, and candlestick charts available to our users. Similarly, we've got 5-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute, day, week, and month intervals for which you can simply by tapping on your desired interval change the chart display for which data is laid out and displayed. I might add too that this capability is available on landscape as well. So rotating your screen, sometimes I think as you're scrolling through history, if you're looking back in time, there's a wider display available here via landscape. One feature that I think you might be interested in is, even though we switch to charts, we still want our users to have the ability to stay current on all of the latest pricing information. So your symbol is going to stay as a staple on the screen at the top of your chart. So that particular symbol will continue to display its pricing information above the chart. One hidden trick or one hidden feature that I'd like to show everyone that is not so easy to come across is what we call Tooltip. And it's a feature that is available to you. Basically, if you're looking at history for a particular symbol on a chart. So for example, I just modified my chart type to line using the selector in the bottom right corner of the screen, and I'm going to change my interval to day for this wheat symbol. And what I'm going to do, and obviously you can't see my thumb, but my thumb is about to tap directly on the line, and I'm holding it down. So, and we do have a user guide that is available that goes through this a little bit more detail. But basically what I'm able to do is drag my thumb along the data line in the chart, and I'm able to see history. So when you tap on the chart and you hold your thumb down, you're able to pull up that and have that pricing data populated for a period of, a point in time that's in the past. And also what populates are what we call crosshairs, and crosshairs will show exactly what date you're looking at as well as the price. One of the nice features too about charts that we like to showcase as well is the axis, the price axis on your left, on your right, will modify and adapt based upon the price that and the trend for the history data. So I'm able to what I'm basically doing here is swiping to the left to be able to see all the history. And you can see as I do that, the price axis on the right is auto adjusting, which basically doesn't require me to scroll up and down to follow the trend. So that's charts and the tooltip. So as you probably noticed by now, in the bottom right corner of the screen, there is a news title at the very bottom right next to charts. And what we've tried to provide is an easy way to toggle between charts and news. So when I'm on my chart, I'm able to simply select and tap on news itself, and essentially I'm going to tap back on charts, back on news. I'm able to toggle back pretty darn easily between both features. So the news capability, which you may be familiar with through our iPad app, again, the pricing information remains at the top of this view, despite all the relevant news for wheat that's displayed and fed real time on your app. What can be kind of deceiving is the three bold lines just to the right of the wheat title. A lot of us, including myself, tend to look for a magnifying glass when I want to search or open something up to find a new news category, let's say in this case. But some of the Apple standards and guidelines for app development have introduced this new icon, which is basically like I said, the three bars, and allows you to go in and find a news category that you're searching for. Similarly to finding a symbol to add to your quote list, you're able to hit the plus icon, and let me step back. Next to the news searches title, there is a plus icon that allows me to essentially create my own news search based upon one or more keywords that I'd like to have entered. So it allows you to develop your own news category based upon the content and material that you're keeping up to date on day to day. Again, here with news, we're trying to ensure that our users are enabled with up-to-date information and intelligence that can really impact trading decisions that are ongoing. Okay, and I think we are still on schedule here. We've got about 8 minutes remaining, so I am going to pass it back to Troy, and I know we'll have a small amount of time here to answer some questions.
All righty, great. Yeah, I just got a couple of questions that were asked, so we'll just kind of kick them off, and in the meantime, if you guys want to go ahead and type them in the Q&A section, we'll just add them to the list and get what we can get done in the next 7 minutes or so. First question, can I be in the iPhone app at the same time I am logged into my desktop?
Great question. The answer is yes. At this point in time, we don't have synchronization built in between the iPhone app and the desktop client. However, we have vision in the near future to try and achieve that and to share views between both the iPhone app and your desktop. But at this point in time, the applications are completely separate.
Okay. There's another similar question. Not sure if that's what you just answered too. Does the app sync with the client? So if you update something in your quote list on your iPhone, does your quote list change on the client, or is that what you just answered?
No, that is what I just answered. But
okay.
That's okay. Yeah. So moving forward, we're going to be attempting to integrate those so that there's synchronization between the two.
Okay. Am I able to use studies within the charts function?
At this point in time, studies are not available, and for users that were on the previous version of the iOS app on the iPad, you did have some study capability available to you, albeit it was limited. Going forward in the near future, we expect roughly in the third or fourth quarter to be able to release studies on the current app. We omitted it in this version to try and prioritize all the kind of essential functionality for the ProfitX iOS app, and studies will be introduced at a later time.
All righty. Is the next question only 2 more? So you guys feel free to keep typing in your questions. Is the time zone that the app operates on configurable?
Oh, good question. We've gotten that a couple times, and I think where that comes from is if you're in Singapore and you're trading in North America, it sounds as though some traders have a preference, and sometimes it's ingrained in their brain the time frame and time zone of North America. At this point in time, the time zone is not configurable within the app. it's going to automatically adapt to the time zone that your app and obviously your device is operating from. So at this point in time, we don't have the ability to configure time zone.
All right. Is there a, oh wait, actually, let me go to this one here. Are there, if I'm reading the question right, are there rack prices for fast rack data?
Yes, there is. There is. I apologize, I was on mute. There is, and you can find that through the search tree on the quote list. Basically, you can you go into, and I'm going through it here on my phone just to make sure I'm telling you right. But you basically can go into through the symbol tree and search for rack prices, and it's actually a primary category that we have within the symbol tree.
All right,
so
great.
yes.
Do you see any innovation with the app going forward with enhanced using the 3D touch or the force touch functions that Apple has in all their new phones?
Yes, potentially, because what we'll have to do, and this is something that Schneider Electric and DTN are committed to, is staying current with all of the Apple guidelines, features, and essentially latest functionality that we can integrate into the app. So we have a mobile team that's developing not only iOS apps, but in the near future will also be rolling out an Android app. So, but to answer your question, we will stay current with all of the features and capabilities that Apple delivers through the phone, and ensuring that our app stays aligned with those.
Is there plans for an Android version?
Absolutely. Yeah, I just answered that as well, ironically enough. So I answered that even before a question came. But yeah, Troy, the answer to that question is yes, and we are looking to hopefully have that deployed in either the second or third quarter, making that available to our users.
Good. Yeah, it looks like our final question on the day. Is there a user guide that outlines what we talked about today and other tips and tricks we can access for any other instructions?
Yes, yes. Good question and good segue to the final slide that I have pulled up. Hopefully you can all see it. And it is our online user guide that's available on DTN.com in the trading section. If you go to support and documentation, you'll be able to find it. And this link obviously will be sent out when Troy sends out the recording of the entire webinar.
All righty, let me check the chat and everything one more time. It looks like that's all the questions. I want to thank everyone today, and I want to thank you, Ted, and congratulate you on the new app rollout. Once again, I will send out a Starbucks e-gift card to everyone that registered, just to add a little excitement to the new updates. Also, just a heads up, be on the lookout in the coming week or so for a new webinar titled Technology You're Going to Need to Survive in Tough Markets, which will be April 25th, and invites will be going out pretty soon for that, probably next Tuesday. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll have a new webinar for you guys. So this will conclude our event today, and I want to thank everyone once again, and have a great day.